forget to enjoy it. Don't forget to have fun. Just experience it all. You have to have fun. Life is very short.
Don't let anyone ever put you down, because only you know your true potential. The people close to me know it, and finally we managed to get it back out again. I miss that feeling. Jesus Christ, I miss that. Very, very simple, completely effortless, and second chance. I'm a very lucky boy.
So folks, seeing I was banging in this pole with the sledgehammer there. I have the top cut off now, so it's nice and clean because it got a bit mushroomed on top, obviously from the sledgehammering. And you're saying, what's he doing now? He has a big chain. Where's the chain going? So this chain is laid out. The idea is I'm going to run the chain over to that pole, the far side, and then there is cable ties. You'll see here like this, making up little loops. And I'm going to run the water pipe then through it, and we're going to go over the roadway that's there, because I'm trying to run this that it's going to be a gravity flow system. So if I end up running it under the road, we're going to lose the momentum of the gravity and it's not going to drive it up the far side. And this is how I'm going to get water over to the other side of the land. And as always, you know, plans and theories sound great. Will they work? Who knows? So they'll be coming. That water then comes from out the far field where the well is. And you probably already know I have 2 IBC tanks up on top of the pump house there. And probably bladdered all that out, but that's the general gist of what's going on. Because, you know, there's no way to know is it going to work, but we're going to say it's going to work. The reason I didn't use steel cable, because it'd be very hard to get any eyelets to stay on it. They'd be sliding back and forth, and next thing the pipe would be sagging in the middle, and especially in the summertime when them water pipes get hot because they're black, they're going to stretch and convex and stuff like that. And why did I go for the black pipe over the blue pipe? Because it'll kind of blend in that bit more, you know. Obviously I know the chain is galvanized, but for the most part it's not. There's a luminous blue pipe going across the roadway at the back door of the house. So we'll see how it works and see how it get on, but this was the best I could come up with. So after a bit of wrestling and uncoiling the pipe, and you can see now how it's cable tied in spots, and it runs all the way along the chain, and I'm going to bring it across the road now, and that's 4mm chain. Works out relatively cheap. I think it was over 20 meters anyway. I got it was 50 euro or something, so it's not actually that expensive of a solution if it works. If it doesn't work, it's a very expensive chain. So here we now see me on the other side, huh? So we have it wrapped up around the pole, and them poles are a good distance in the ground. There's no budge on one of them, and it's going across the far side. Now at the moment, the way I'm standing, it's going to look very low, but the roadway is a good bit lower, so tractors and stuff will be able to go under this in the future. This is a right away road that a neighbour of mine has, and it should clear no bother. I'm going to be able to rise it up about another 2 foot the far side yet. I have to slide it up further up the pole, but it seems to be working pretty well. And you see the way the cable ties are working now to keep it nice and tight to the chain the whole way across. So cheap little project, and it's worked, and I've managed to get the pipe over on my own without having to burrow under the road, and it'll work on a gravity flow now. It'll go down the whole way along that fence, meet up with the other line that goes to the rest of the water troughs down along there. There's whatever 4 or 5 water troughs down along, and that'll feed water now directly from the well for the future. It's great. Very happy with it. So guys, you can see now from down here, and again, I know the height probably looks a bit off in the video here, but that's high enough now for a silage trailer to go under just about. But I'm lucky there's no silage trailers go down here. Highest thing usually is about a tank, or maybe the likes of a bale trailer with 2 bales high. So it should manage to cross under. But look, if it doesn't, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. I told my neighbour I was going doing it, so he'll have a look himself, and if he's not happy with it, I can always adjust it anyway. We can make some other system work. There are 2 trees, you see the 2 trees further down. That was another idea of mine. I was going to run it over the branches of them, but that's just going to be a little bit more complicated, so I said I'd go with this plan first and see how we get on. So you can just see here I'm out the back of one of the sheds, so I have 2 more water troughs to go out in the paddocks out the back here. You can see that's one of my water trough stands. I have another one as well to go out here. Tristan actually from TRM Fencing made them up for me a couple of years ago, but I knew I was going to need them out here in the future, so always be thinking ahead. You might not always get to do the project when you want to do it, but you'll have the bits when you want to do it, or when you're ready to do it. So out the back field here now, and this is where the water pump is for the house, and you can see I have 2 IBC tanks up on top of it, and I'll explain to you why I'm doing it on a gravity system now. So this is the well house here, and I checked with the manufacturers of this precast well house before obviously I put them up there, because the IBC tanks are, you know, they're heavy, they're no joke when they're full of water. But the reason I've had to do it as a gravity flow up to now so is because obviously I don't have constant power here because I'm off grid, I've no ESB, no electricity, and I'm running currently off a diesel generator until I get the solar and stuff sorted in the future. So when them tanks fill up at night time when I come home and I turn on the Jenny, they fill up, and that's roughly enough water, and sometimes it's even a little bit too much, which is perfect for the amount of cattle and livestock I have here. And that was feeding the shed all winter for water for the cows, and I have 2 2-litre bottles in each of them with salt water inside in the bottle to stop them from freezing, so it actually works out pretty well in fairness. And then I have a well in here. This is where the well house is, if it'll open. So the water pump and stuff is in there. That well is nearly 400 feet deep, but it just means, as I said, it's just a better way of kind of conserving the energy around here, and always having backup water as well for cattle and troughs and stuff like that. So when I get this other line sorted now, I'll be connecting into the gravity system here, and I'll be putting one of the troughs halfway across that field, so I can divide this into 2 paddocks just with a strip wire in the future, and the other one will go the far side. And that's just one of the summer projects I had on the list to get done, and it's nearly done. A couple of more hours and I'll have those troughs banged in and bits and bobs. A few evenings. The long evenings are just such a blessing when you come home after work, that you can actually get out and get some of your own things done. Well, it's great working for companies and businesses and stuff like that and earning money. You got to be doing something for yourself outside of that. So that's what I try and do. And if you're wondering what that noise is always in the background of my videos, they're very bad this evening because the cats are chasing them. That's the guinea hens, but lovely, absolutely lovely evening up here this evening. So when you get evenings like that, makes it all worth it. What a sunset. And that's just the cottage in the yard in the background there. So I'll be hoping, as I was saying there, just gone the other evening, that I'll be back on more regularly now that we have the long evenings and I have stuff to get done and things like that. We'll be out enjoying the weather and getting hopefully plenty of things done around what is the little Long Acre farm. And yeah, just get out and enjoy it all, isn't that it?